What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Whoa, we're back up in this bitch. Pretty excited. So I'm getting a colonoscopy on Friday. That's right. They're shoving something in my butt. They're going to look around and see what's going on. I've had irritable bowel syndrome for years, and it's finally time to get it checked out. It's under control. It's going well. But nonetheless, I'm at that age where you got to start checking your insides. So on Thursday, you have this clean out. It's crazy, man. Crazy. So I'm looking at this. So in the morning, you have clear liquids all day, no solid food, and you mix 1 bottle of Miralax into each bottle of Gatorade. Shake the solution until the Miralax dissolves and refrigerate if desired. Don't start drinking that yet. 2 o'clock, you drink 10-ounce bottle of magnesium citrate. Continue clear liquids. Take 2 Gas X tablets. You get the thing. Gatorade and Miralax all day long. My butthole is gonna be clean. But anyway, speaking of clean buttholes, let's talk about Larry Wheels. Guys, so I'm gonna go over a few things, and one is systemic stress from steroid use. Another is the fact that Larry Wheels started steroids at a very, very, very young age. I believe he said 17 years old. Now, this article is from Generation Iron. Bring it up on the screen here. And let's talk about it. Let's read this article. Shout out to Generation Iron for bringing us all the news that distracts us from the real news in the world. For the real news in the world, you want to watch Evening Rants with Alan Roberts and myself live on Rumble and X at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, Monday through Thursday. Rumble.com/TigerFitness. So anyway, or X.com at Marc Lobliner is my X, at Marc Lobliner. So here's Larry Wheels before and after showing the effects of peak steroid abuse. Now, I'm guessing the one on the left is before. No, I mean, that's after. So yeah, dude looked pretty damn old. Yeah, you're right. And his head was flatter. I think that might be the haircut. I think going on steroids makes your head flat. Very, very flat top going on there. Very flat top, but a very nice hair, very nice head of hair, very nice, very full head of hair, very nice hairline, very nice hairline. My hairline's not nearly as good as Larry Wheels' hairline. Regardless, let's read this. Larry Wheels has opened up about his steroid use and has shared photos comparing his face during peak steroid abuse versus current condition. Wheels previously made headlines by discussing how he would stop using steroids for improved athletic performance and instead start testosterone replacement therapy, otherwise known as TRT, to bring his testosterone levels back to normal. While his journey into transition has relatively just started, he appears to be already reflecting back on his days of heaviest steroid use. So, I am on testosterone replacement therapy, and I'd hate to break it to everybody. We are still on steroids. They are just prescribed by a doctor, I'd assume, in his case, in my case as well. And you're still on steroids, but not at a super physiological level. So for my TRT, I try to get my testosterone between not the free range, but the total testosterone between 900 and 1,000, 1,100, somewhere there, 900 and 1,100. That's normal to high normal, right? That's where I like to be. That's where I feel the best. Any higher than that, I don't feel good. Any lower than that, I don't feel good. I feel perfect right now. That's where I'm at. Larry is still on steroids. He's just on less of them. So by no means believe that this man is natural, but his levels are that of what a natural guy's levels should be. So for all these guys, I'm not on steroids, I'm on TRT. No, bitch, you're on prescribed steroids. Unless you're getting it from the illegal market anywhere, the black market, then you're just on a low dose of illegal steroids. But if it's prescribed and monitored by a physician, by a doctor, by a clinic, then we could call it TRT. Larry Wheels has pushed the boundaries of both his physique and strength throughout his career. By the way, the dude is super duper strong, super duper strong, just super duper strong. Having focused in the past on both bodybuilding and powerlifting, Wheels has best known for his monstrous lifts, but certainly has built a large amount of muscle mass. The amount of heavy weight he should secure were indeed impressive, but it seems that his decisions along the way have led to an impasse, one that brought him to decide to drop heavy steroid use altogether. So why is Larry Wheels stopping steroids? The decision came after enduring many injuries in an attempt to push himself even further, and perhaps by overestimating how fast he could push progress while using PEDs. Wheels now wants to slow things down, focus on his health, and return to what he truly loved about weightlifting, the work, the progress, and the eventual well-earned achievements. If I'm right, and he was, and I'm not mistaken, and he was juicing since 17, I don't think Larry actually understands what it's like to actually lift without super physiological levels of steroids in your system. It's different. It's different. Like when I was hard and heavy in 2013, man, I was repping 405 on the bench press like a week out from the show. Put in perspective, I couldn't do 405 for 2. Okay, I get 1. I got 8 reps, not even playing. The drugs, the halo testing, all that stuff, man, it makes you superhuman. So it's a bit different when you start training and you're not that enhanced. It's a fucking huge difference. Huge difference. Along the transition towards his goals, he's been extremely open and honest to his fans on social media. He spoke openly about his heart health and about his ultimate decision to slow down with PEDs and focus on TRT to maintain healthy testosterone levels and stay healthy overall. Guys, TRT if you need it. And make no mistake about it, this man probably needs it. He's been overloading his endocrine system with gobs and gobs and gobs of just a fuckload of drugs. So his natural production is probably never going to come back. So to think that Larry Wheels will ever be natural and feel correct and be able to function in life, his testosterone levels will be extremely low, most likely. I've seen crazier shit happen, but at the end of the day, he damaged his shit so bad that he's going to have to be on TRT for life. And that's okay, because you can live a very healthy, very awesome life, a long life. The data is showing that people on TRT can outlive. And for people with extremely low tests, it's actually more risky for your health to not treat it. In many cases, not in all cases, in many cases, again, talk to your doctor. So, okay, before and after steroid usage. And now Larry Wheels opened us up again, looking back at old photos of himself and posting a comparison what his face looked like during what he called peak steroid abuse. You can see the Instagram post below. So here's now, looks very good looking man right there. Then before. So you could tell, oh, he looks fucking great. Man, he doesn't even need steroids. But you could tell like his face. Now, I don't know if it's the treatment of the picture. This picture looks doctored in some way. I don't know what it is, but it just looks weird. His skin quality, it looks like this picture, the before picture, was treated in some way. Not sure. Not sure what's going on there. Not sure. What do you guys think? By the way, in a couple minutes when I'm done with this article, we'll go ahead and I'll answer all your questions. So if you're in the chat on YouTube, if you're in the chat, you ask questions, I'll answer them. I believe it also works for Facebook. I know I get comments through on Twitter and the chat, but I don't know how the hell to ask them. So if you know how to do that, go ahead and ask. I'll answer them. One image in the post showcased his current condition, which he claims he improved from the way he looked during his more heavy use of steroids. Second image showcased his wheels at an earlier time. In the image, you can clearly see his face looks different. Some might say older age. Other might say harsher or sharper lines. I honestly think it's the lighting. I don't think that photo shows anything. I think he probably looked fine before, but we'll get into that in a second, right? There have been long anecdotes and studies show the side effects of steroid use, particularly over the long term. Even prone steroids wouldn't argue against that. And while these two images are also taken under different conditions, such as how much he weighed, the lighting, the lens, the camera, there's very little doubt that steroids played a part in the difference in how he appears. I'll explain that later. He's also shared videos of testing his strength on TRT. He's still inhumanly strong. You're right about that. Okay, so let's get into this, guys. Let's get into this. Let's talk about the steroids. So here's the deal. When you're on steroids and I'm actually going to reference back to someone I know who was a power lifter. Okay, this guy was trying to get a big bench press. I'm not going to say the number because if anybody knows me and knows my people, you'll know who it is. He's trying to get to a crazy big bench press, right? So he went on a ton of drugs. I mean, all the drugs. And for those of you who think that powerlifters do less drugs than bodybuilders, you've never hung out with real powerlifters. Powerlifters make bodybuilders' cycles look like a chick cycle. Not like a IFBB Pro bodybuilder chick cycle, but like an Anavar only bikini girl cycle. That's how much they do. So, I mean, this guy was dosing and just like tons of orals. Eyes were yellow. Skin looked fucking horrible. Just looked tired all the time. So when you're dosing all those steroids, it's very harsh on your liver. It's very harsh on your kidneys, especially things like trenbolone, halotestin, right? So your body's going to outwardly show. It's going to show those issues. Your health on the inside can definitely affect your appearance on the outside. So yellow eyes, skin tone is all fucked up. That can happen. So you can have an appearance of being older or more fatigued or more harsh, so to speak, like they said in the article, if you are taking a super physiological, the scientific term is fuckload of steroids. That's why I don't recommend it. Don't recommend it because probably not good for you, right? Now you look at guys who still look good, top Olympians who still look healthy. It's very individual. You got some guys who can take a ton of drugs, just like alcohol, right? You got some guys who can drink every day, still perform. You know, you have some guys being able to do drugs and party and still perform well in sports and weekend softball. Then you got some guys who have one drink and their entire week's fucked up. It's very genetically predetermined. So at the end of the day, it depends on the individual, but I'll tell you this. If you're doing a fuckload of toxic shit, your body's going to show it, and it's not going to look well, which is why I recommend not doing it. And if you do it, know that there are risks, and you're an adult, and you could take those risks. I have no problem saying that. But you also have to understand and acknowledge that long-term, you're doing your health no favors. So what do you guys think about the Larry Wheels thing, man? I think it's great. I think he looks fucking awesome. I think he looked awesome the last time he competed. I'm a huge fan. And if you've ever seen Larry in person, he's a monster. The guy's big, tall. Pictures do not do Larry Wheels justice. The man is an absolute freakazoid. That guy, in my opinion, if he never touched a steroid, would still be a genetic freak. But he touched steroids. So now he's like fucking Captain America. He's got that fucking super physiological Avengers shit going on in him. And I'm here for it. But I'm really happy that he got a hold of his health, that he's doing the right thing. And hopefully he lives a long life and lives to entertain and inspire people for years to come. I want to go over an update I saw on Instagram. But before that, I'd love to show you this ad. Please take a look at it. It takes about 50 to 60 seconds. I want to do it because I want you guys to buy my stuff because I work hard to earn your business. So let's go ahead and get this to stage. I'll be right back after this sponsored spot, which, by the way, I sponsored myself. So hopefully you enjoy that. When you were a kid, you probably drank Gatorade when you played sports, right? Well, you're not a kid anymore. You don't need those extra carbohydrate. They're not only bad for your physique, but they're bad for your health as well. That's why we use MTS Nutrition Machine Fuel, powered by the proven branched-chain amino acids, leucine, isoleucine, valine, in the 2-to-1-to-1 ratio. We also add in coconut water powder for hydration to make sure that you're able to power through the toughest workouts. Taurine, which is amino acid, which helps to volumize your cells. The last thing we add in is agmatine sulfate. What that does, it helps to flood your muscles with all these nutrients to help you build lean mass and lose fat. MTS Nutrition Machine Fuel is all you need during training. Hopefully that wasn't too bad. So anyway, guys, here's what I want to talk about next. And I actually competed at the New York Pro last year. I'm very excited about the show. We talked about the open division, and we got to talk about the returning champion from the New York Pro, and that is Kareth Bajo. So I want you guys to look at this freak right here, right? Kareth is coming in my opinion, looking even more dominant than he did last year. Obviously, I think he got 3rd or 4th at the Olympia, but I don't think the 212 is going to be an issue for Kareth. I think he's going to come in and just blow everyone away. This guy's an absolute freak. Comes in condition. I mean, the guy is just absolutely ridiculously shredded. He's just in a league of his own. And I really see that he's going to go in and he's going to go into the Arnold Classic. I'm sorry, the New York Pro, and he's just going to absolutely destroy everyone. His legs are in, and this guy never misses. He always peaks correctly. His back is always in. I mean, so there's no back shots really here, but like his back's in, everything's in. I truly see Kareth coming in and just dominating the 212 at the New York Pro. What do you think? I mean, it's always a great lineup at the New York Pro. Always a great lineup. But standing on stage, on the same stage as Kareth, was an honor. And he's really brought it this year. He really and truly has. And I wish the best for him. I think he's going to do very, very well. Anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Comment down below whichever service you're on, whether it's YouTube, Rumble, Spreely, you name it. Comment on this video. Let me know your thoughts. Share this. And, of course, go to tigerfitness.com for all your health, nutrition, and supplement needs, including that machine fuel ad we just saw. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Marc Lobliner. That's not a game.